There are few experiences on Earth more mysterious, intense, and transformative than the twin flame journey. It isn't just a romantic connection, it is a sacred mirror, a divine unraveling and awakening, a call from the soul to become whole again. When you are on the path of reunion, every heartbeat becomes a message, every emotion carries meaning, and every pause, every silence becomes a place of deep learning. Yet, one of the most confusing and emotionally charged phases of the journey is the separation. The space where the divine masculine often pulls away, leaving the divine feminine in an ocean of uncertainty. You may question your worth, your path, and sometimes even the connection itself. But underneath the chaos is something beautifully orchestrated. Because separation isn't punishment, it's preparation. The divine masculine retreats not out of cruelty or indifference, but to grow, to heal, and to align with the depth of love this connection requires. And eventually, when the soul is ready, when the heart can stand strong in truth, the return begins. Quietly, sometimes imperceptibly at first, the energy begins to shift. And that's what this narration is about, those sacred, undeniable signs that the divine masculine is coming back. Let's walk through these signs together, not to create expectation, but to offer clarity. These signs are not about chasing or grasping, they're about knowing, deep in your soul, that something is moving again in divine timing. Number 1, you feel his energy before he physically returns. Long before the divine masculine returns in the physical realm, his energy begins to trickle back into your life like sunlight after a storm. This isn't something the mind understands at first, it's something the body and soul feel. It might come in dreams, where you suddenly see him, talk to him, or even feel his emotions. It could arrive as unexpected surges of warmth in your heart, moments of peace where there was once anxiety, or a deep calm that flows through your chest as if he's whispering, "I'm coming." This energetic presence is not imagination, it is connection. Twin flames share an unbreakable bond that transcends time and space. When the divine masculine begins to come back into alignment with the journey, he reaches for the divine feminine first in the unseen. Sometimes he's not even conscious of it, but his soul is, and the connection responds. Pay attention to how you feel in stillness. Notice how your intuition sharpens. You may find yourself thinking of him more often, not with pain or longing, but with quiet love. His name may come to your lips during meditation. Songs that once connected you might start playing out of nowhere. You might feel waves of love or emotion that aren't your own. These moments are not accidental. The veil between you thins as reunion nears, and it's important to trust what you feel without becoming attached to how or when it manifests. This phase is a reminder that you are still one soul, still speaking in the language of energy, even when the physical is silent. Instead of chasing the meaning, allow the energy to move through you. Write down what you feel. Sit in meditation and let the love guide you. Release the need to interpret everything and simply receive. His presence in the energetic realm is his way of saying, "I haven't forgotten. I'm finding my way back." Number 2, he begins to mirror your healing journey. A profound shift happens when the divine masculine begins to truly return. His actions, thoughts, and life circumstances start to mirror the inner healing you've done. The twin flame journey is not about fixing the other. It is about becoming so deeply whole within yourself that your twin reflects that growth back to you. This mirroring often happens in mysterious ways. You may begin to hear, through intuition or mutual contacts, that he's stepping away from toxic patterns, choosing healthier relationships, or suddenly seeking spiritual truths. He might be facing his shadows, going through an awakening, or revisiting unresolved wounds he once avoided. And as surprising as it may seem, these changes are not random. They echo the transformation you have gone through. The divine feminine, by choosing herself, by surrendering control, healing abandonment wounds, standing in her truth, sends a ripple through the connection. That energetic shift becomes an invitation, not a demand. It says, "This is the vibration of union. Rise with me." And the divine masculine begins to rise, not out of pressure, but from an inner calling. What's beautiful about this sign is that it isn't always visible immediately. Sometimes you sense it through the energy. Other times, it comes as synchronicity. He may post something that mirrors your own realizations. Or you may have a dream showing him facing the same fears you've recently overcome. Even in silence, there's movement. This mirroring is not about perfection. It's not about both being in the exact same place at the same time. It's about resonance. When the divine masculine begins to resonate with your new vibration, it means his soul is aligning with the truth of the connection again. Honor this sign by continuing your own journey. Don't stop your healing because you sense his return. Accelerate it. Celebrate it. Your commitment to growth is what creates the path of reunion. And as he mirrors that back, even imperfectly, know this: his soul is remembering. He is preparing to meet you in the light. Number 3, divine timing opens physical pathways. When the divine masculine is truly coming back, the universe starts clearing the physical path. This doesn't happen by force, it flows. Situations shift, opportunities arise, and life begins to make space for the two of you to reconnect. It might be as simple as running into him unexpectedly, being drawn to places you once shared, or even moving into the same city or workplace. People may mention him out of the blue. Messages may arrive. You may even find yourself urged by a deep inner nudge to reach out, and it feels aligned, not desperate. This is not coincidence. The twin flame journey is a divinely orchestrated unfolding, and when union nears, the physical world responds. Things that once blocked the connection begin to dissolve. Distances shrink. Communication lines open, even if just a little. And behind it all is the quiet hand of divine timing. You'll know it's divine because it won't feel forced. It won't come with anxiety, confusion, or the need to overanalyze. It will feel natural, like life is saying, now is the time. Even if there's nervousness, there will also be peace. This is a powerful reminder that reunion doesn't happen only in the spirit. It is meant to be lived, breathed, embodied, and the universe honors that. When both souls have reached a certain readiness, the material world begins to support their coming together. Pay attention to how life moves around you. Are doors opening where there were walls? Are delays dissolving? Is the silence softening? These are not small things. They are echoes of something deeper stirring. Trust what is unfolding and allow it to unfold. Don't rush to grab the moment, let it arrive. The return of the divine masculine is not about chasing, it is about receiving. And when the path begins to clear, walk it with grace. You are not the one making it happen. You are the one becoming ready to meet it. Number 4, his heart begins to communicate through the 5D. Before his voice returns in the 3D world, the divine masculine often speaks through the heart space, through feelings, signs, telepathic exchanges, and the deep knowing that only the soul understands. This is not a figment of the imagination. It's a very real and sacred form of communication that becomes undeniable as the return nears. You may suddenly wake up feeling intense emotions that don't belong to you: grief, longing, guilt, or deep love. You may hear a song and feel as though he's speaking through the lyrics. You may feel a presence in meditation or hear his voice during sleep saying something he hasn't yet said aloud. These are not tricks of the mind. They are communications of the soul. Twin flames often share a fifth-dimensional connection that becomes strongest during periods of reunion. When the divine masculine is preparing to return, he may not yet have the words to speak, but his energy reaches out to yours. His higher self begins to communicate, to offer assurance, to ask for forgiveness, to express the love that his earthly self is still learning how to hold. You might feel a pull in your chest, a stirring in your solar plexus, or a soft pressure around your third eye when this happens. You may receive images, phrases, or entire conversations during quiet moments. Sometimes these messages arrive just when you need them, like a hand reaching across dimensions to say, "I'm still here. I never stopped loving you." This phase is deeply sacred because it shows that the soul connection is alive and active. Even when the 3D self is silent, the spirit is not. And as the divine masculine comes closer to reunion, this 5D communication intensifies. It becomes a lifeline of love, a gentle preparation for what's to come. Honor these messages without clinging to them. Receive them with gratitude, knowing they are signs of a deeper alignment. You don't need to respond or fix anything. Just allow the energy to be felt, knowing that your heart is being heard, even when no words are spoken. This is not about fantasy. It's about connection. And when you feel his soul speaking to yours, know that his return is not a matter of if, but when. He is remembering the language of love, and he is learning how to speak it in both spirit and form. Number 5, you no longer fear his return. One of the clearest and most powerful signs that the divine masculine is on his way back is this: you are no longer afraid of him coming back. In the earlier parts of your journey, the thought of him returning was both your deepest desire and your greatest fear. You longed to feel his presence again, to hear his voice, to feel seen and loved by him. But alongside that longing lived a quiet panic. What if nothing has changed? What if he disappears again? What if the pain repeats itself? Your heart remembered every silence, every goodbye, every moment where you were left holding the pieces. So even as you hoped for reunion, a part of you braced for more heartbreak. But when reunion draws near, not just emotionally but spiritually, you begin to notice a shift. It's not something dramatic. It's quiet, steady, almost like a soft breeze moving through your spirit. The fear that used to grip you starts to fade. You no longer panic when you think of him. You no longer feel desperate for answers. The ache softens into acceptance. The emptiness fills with your own love. This isn't because you've stopped caring. It's because you've started truly living. You've come back home to yourself. You've grown. You've healed. You've stopped waiting for someone else to fix what was broken. Instead, you've chosen to nurture what's whole within you. That choice changes everything. Suddenly, love no longer feels like something you're chasing. It feels like something you are. And in that space, when the thought of him returns, it doesn't shake you. It grounds you. You may imagine seeing him again and find that you're smiling, not because it would complete you, but because it would be beautiful. You might feel a soft excitement, not a sharp need. And even if some uncertainty remains, it no longer controls you. You know that whatever happens, you'll be okay. This is the moment your energy begins to speak for you. The divine masculine feels it. Not always with words or thoughts, but through energy. He senses that you're no longer pushing, no longer expecting, no longer afraid. You've let go, you've made peace. And that peace becomes a quiet invitation. It tells him, without saying a word, you're safe here. This inner readiness is what reunion requires. It's not about becoming perfect. It's about becoming open, free, present. You stop asking the same questions over and over. You stop checking signs with anxiety. You stop wondering if he'll come and start knowing that if it's meant to happen, it will. You live your life fully. You open your heart without attachment. And you feel good, truly good, in your own presence. That feeling is the foundation of true reunion. It's the energy that creates stability, trust, and connection. When you no longer fear his return, it's not because you've given up. It's because you've grown up spiritually. You've stepped into your truth. And from that place, love is no longer a lifeline. It's a shared path. This shift marks the closing of the loop. It shows that you're no longer orbiting around pain, but walking your own path of light. And when he comes, as he inevitably will, you'll be ready, not to lose yourself in him, but to meet him as your equal. The twin flame journey is a sacred path. It takes you through layers of illusion, attachment, heartbreak, and transformation. It asks more of you than most connections ever will, not because you are being punished, but because you are being prepared. Separation may feel like abandonment, but in truth, it is the space where growth takes root. It is the silence that teaches you how to listen. It is the distance that shows you how to come home to yourself. The divine masculine and divine feminine are not just people, they are energies that rise and evolve within you. When you begin to feel these signs, it's not just about someone coming back into your life. It's about energy aligning. It's about two souls remembering why they met, what they share, and where they are meant to walk together. And as the divine masculine returns, he brings more than just love. He brings reflection, evolution, and deeper purpose. But even with all of this, it's important to remember, these signs are not predictions. They are gentle invitations. The universe is not handing you a fixed outcome. It is showing you a doorway. You still have the freedom to choose. You still have the responsibility to stay grounded, to stay connected to your own growth. That's the beauty of this path. You are never asked to wait in pain. You are asked to live with love. Every moment you choose healing, peace, and truth, You are walking your part of the path. And every time the divine masculine takes a step towards you, whether seen or unseen, it is because something in your soul called him. You don't need to chase. You don't need to suffer. That phase has passed. You are not a half waiting for another half. You are a whole becoming even more whole. So trust what you feel. Trust the subtle movements of your heart. Trust the signs that whisper instead of shout. And most of all, trust yourself. You have already walked through fire. You have already risen from the ashes. What lies ahead is not just reunion, it is rebirth. And when the moment of return comes, when your eyes meet again, when your hearts speak the same language, you will know. You will know that this love was never lost. It was simply waiting, waiting for you both to be ready. So walk forward with faith, not blind hope, but grounded knowing. Your love story isn't over. It's just beginning. Again. And this time it begins with both of you whole, seen, steady, and ready to walk home together.